and it's shaping up to be a beauty. The fastest 3-year-olds from around the world, the premier jockeys from all over the globe, and just to add a little excitement and colour to their festivities, 250,000 spectators. You're probably just as anxious as I am to see the champions jump, so without delay, let's cross now live to Epsom for the 1985 Derby.
And we look at Shadid in the blue colours, followed by Lester Piggott. Shadid trying to be the first 2,000 guineas winner since his son Ajinski to complete the 2,000 guineas Derby double, and this is how they bet.
Slip Anchor, 9-4 favourite. Shadid now 7-2 from 4-1. Law Society 5-1 from 11-2. And Theatrical 8-1 opened up at 6s. Supreme Leader at 10s. Lanfranco 12-1 from 10-1, and Damister 16-1 from 14s. Reach is 33-1 from 25s. Petoskey also at 33-1 chance, and Royal Harmony and Sierra both 40-1 from 33s. Fardenti 50-1, Snowplant 100-1, and Main Reason the 200-1 outsider, all 14 show.
And those are the starting stalls. Slip Anchor likely to lead with Steve Cawthon. I believe that Shadid may pick him off. But 100 million people are watching this race all over the world. And amongst the countries taking it live is Mexico. In Mexico now with the England football team, and indeed some of the team, is Brownmore. Brown, do you hear us?
You're well, Bruff. Yes, indeed. We can't begin to compete with your dress sense, I'm sorry to say. But I have to tell you that it's 8:25 in the morning here in Mexico. The England lads have tumbled out of bed early. They've not even had breakfast. They wanted to be a part of this big Derby day. Brian Robson, England captain, racehorse owner, who do you fancy?
Well, I think Shadid's the horse that everybody's got to beat. But I think Supreme Leader was very close to him in the 2000s. And I think with the extra distance, he might just get up there.
10-1 he is, I think.
Yeah, he's a bit of value for money.
Good. Ray Wilkins, I mean, it's lovely to have you here, but you're not even a racehorse fan. What are you doing here?
Well, I've got a roommate that's quite active on race courses, so...
Mr. Robson?
That's very true. So I've been dragged out of bed.
Have you got a bet on?
I haven't, no, but I like watching big events, and
yes.
There's no bigger race event than this.
Well, I know a great racing enthusiast is Kenny Sanson. Who are you going for, Ken?
I'm going for Law Society, yeah.
Law Society? Have you... I know you came into the studio here this morning saying I wouldn't mind getting just a little bet on for a bit of interest. Did you get it on?
Yeah, I think Michael's helped me out.
Mike Shannon?
The bookmaker for this morning.
His reputation precedes him, right? You feel fairly safe? Right. So you've gone for Law Society? Law Society. Peter Reid of Everton, you see most of your racing, what, up at Haydock, do you?
Yes, that's right. I'm going with Kenny, Law Society. I think Vincent O'Brien, Master Derby trainer, so the money's on him, so I'm going with him.
Fine. And up in the back row, ace goal scorer from Chelsea, Kerry Dixon. But let's see what sort of tips there is as well, Kerry.
Yeah, I've got to go with Kenny and Peter. I'm going with Law Society.
Law Society,
yeah. Looked good in the chest of ours, and it's run over the distance, and I think it's got every chance.
Good. And we've said Mike Shannon, who I'm glad to say will be sharing the commentary with me here, England-Italy tomorrow night.
If Law Society wins, Brian, I'll be walking back. I won't be home for about 6 months, I don't think.
You were very distressed not finding a sporting life on the streets of Mexico this morning.
I wanted tomorrow's sporting life, really. I only brought the lads yesterday's out, actually. But no, I think that Shadid's got a great chance. That's the one they've all got to beat.
Yes. So there we are, Shadid and Law Society. And why have you gone particularly for Supreme Leader? You're on your own, aren't you?
The value for money, I think. He was very close to Shadid, like I say, in the 2,000 guineas. And I think with the extra distance, he might just get up there.
Well, there we are, Bruff. We've got 1 or 2 choices for you, but I think we've got a few more minutes here. We've got some marvellous pictures coming in from Epsom. It's an altitude situation here. I mean, I'm just wondering how the racing would go here in Mexico City, Kenny.
It's very difficult, it's very hard. I think we'd do very well at the moment after this 12-minute run.
Yes, indeed. Well, we look forward. We shall see tomorrow night just how good again our professionals are on the football field. In a few minutes' time, Bruff, we're going to see how good they are as amateur tipsters. It's been lovely to be with you. I hope everybody at home is having a really marvellous Derby day.
Yes, and it's great to see them too. Best of luck them tomorrow night. But here is the horse they've got to catch this afternoon. This is Slip Anchor and Steve Cawthon. He's demolished the opposition going all the way in his last 2 races. He'll be very hard to catch today, but no horse has made all the running since the war. Nimbus nearly all the running, but overtaken a stage in the straight. and Snow Knight a lot of the running about 8 years ago. But this is Slip Anchor, Steve Cawthon, John Oaksey.
Yes, the tactics will be absolutely fascinating. I don't think Steve wants to make all the running, but he's perfectly prepared to if nobody else goes on, because what he simply must do is make this as severe a test of stamina as he possibly can, because Slip Anchor's not likely to beat Shadid for speed, but he may outstay him. And of course, that cuts both ways, because by setting a fierce pace, he will stop Shadid from pulling and may help make it easier for Walter Swinburne to settle him. But let's hear from McCurrick.
Those of us with the apricot colours of Slip Anchor and Steve Cawthon, very confident, 9-4, top of the head, 9-4, the field they go. Shadid went out to 9-2, but it's come back. The price was so big, it's come back to 7-2. Very strong Ireland's Law Society, 11-2. And no money for Lester Piggott in his last Derby ride. 10-1 you can get, and 9 in places, that's theatrical. It's 16-1 Damister and 11-1 Supreme Leader. But this Steve Cawthon, if he can win on the 9-4 favourite Slip Anchor, he will prove the most popular Yankee since Doodle Dandy.
Well, Shadid in the background there, still behaving reasonably well. He's on the right of your picture now, as you can see, just on his toes, but not by any means boiling over. I hope I'm not being over-optimistic. There's a shot from our chopper, which couldn't take off for a while because of the low cloud cover, but now, as you see, although it's not a blazing hot day, it's very hot, and the cloud has cleared enough to give us that view of the course. We'll see them during the race from the helicopter as well. Well, there's a Supreme Leader who ran that marvellous race in the General Accident 2,000 guineas. Derek Thompson was talking beforehand to Supreme Leader's trainer, Clive Britton, and said he's done supremely well. How's he done since the guineas?
He's done extremely well. I didn't want to run him again between the guineas and Derby. I did 2 very searching gallops with him, and he certainly satisfied me that he'd stay. He'd got the experience I wanted him to have before he came to Epsom, and the horse is in great form, you know.
Do you think he'll win?
I think he'll win.
Well, Clive, admittedly, has never been known for pessimism, and the one question mark, apart from Supreme Leader's stamina, is his ability to act round Tattenham Corner, because the day he won at Sandown, he took an awful long time to beat a fairly ordinary horse. That was entirely different form than what he showed over the straight mile of the General Accident 2,000 guineas. So let's hope he manages to navigate successfully today. I give him a great each-way chance. That's Supreme Leader. And now, of all the ones who were the nervous worries, in fact, the one who sweated up most is Royal Harmony. But I don't know, he's an inexperienced, comparatively inexperienced horse. I don't really think that sweat means anything very serious. And I still think that if Royal Harmony runs up to his home form, he will probably run better than his price suggests. But nevertheless, he is a maiden. He's never won a race, and it's 98 years since that happened, or since the Derby was the first. That's number 9, Royal Harmony. Michael Hills having his first ever Derby ride. He was particularly keen to get better than 4th because, as he said, his twin brother Richard. Now there's Shadid. We think he's going in late. Theatrical's going in last. But I think Michael Stout asked for special permission for Shadid to go in late. And the horse still is sweating only slightly, considering it is a very, very muggy, hot day. He doesn't seem to be at all seriously upset. Still, of course, a question of how well he will settle in the race, how easily Walter will be able to hold and settle him. More news from McCurrick.
Fluctuating, top of the head and face, 9-4, 5-2 Slip Anchor, 7-2 Strong Shadid, very powerful in the market, Law Society at 5-1, the Housewives tip Theatrical, nothing for it, 10-1, 5-2 the field, only in places though.
2 to go, one of them Lester Piggott on Theatrical. Good luck to him and all the rest. Over to you, Graham.
for this ever-ready derby, the 206th derby. Lanfranco gone into the stalls, and there's Lester Piggott, 9 derby winners on his last derby ride, who rides Theatrical, the horse nervous in the stalls, the last to go in for the ever-ready derby. That's it, the jockeys look across, they're under orders and they're away, and it's a pretty level break, and we expect Steve Cawthon on Slip Anchor to slip through into the lead, and he does just that. But Snowplant, that one stays too, and he is with him. But it's Slip Anchor in the lead from Snowplant in second. Then just in behind these comes Damister up on the very wide outside, tracked by Main Reach. Lester Piggott towards the rear at this stage, and so too is Shadid. Shadid last but one as they race through the first furlong. And Steve Cawthon really making this a terrific test of both stamina and pace. He leads on the favourite, Slip Anchor. From Fardanti now second, then behind these comes Surat third, next to the rail Snowplant being niggled along, Supreme Leader up on the outside, then comes Petoskey, Shadid in a good position, Law Society and Padidary getting closer, Leicester with quite a bit to do, now he's last, just preceded by Damister, but this is a blistering gallop as they come to the point at the top of the hill and head towards the halfway stage. It's Slip Anchor in the lead from the French raider Syrah in second, then behind these comes Fardanti in third, Supreme Leader up on the outside, Lester Piggott with quite a bit to do on Theatrical as they come down towards the halfway stage and they begin the descent to Tattenham Corner, and as they do so, it's Slip Anchor in the lead by 4 lengths to Fardanti in second, then in third comes Sura, fourth up on the outside Supreme Leader, then Shadid, Law Society, Main Reason being scrubbed along, Theatrical with quite a bit to do, and they're at the halfway stage of the ever-ready derby, and the favourite Slip Anchor is 4 lengths clear for Steve Cawthon. The back marker is Snowplant. Petoskey comes out of the pack to throw down the challenge, but he's going to have to motor already. They're past the 5 furlong pole. Lester Piggott on the extreme left of the picture. Shadid going sweetly, the horse with the noseband, but Slip Anchor has slipped the field for Steve Cawthon. He's really blazing a trail as he turns around Tattenham Corner. This is a sparkling performance. They've got over 3 furlongs to go. We know the horse stays, and surely Steve has stolen it. They've got just over 3 to go, 1 horse in the picture, and that is Slip Anchor. Steve Cawthon reckons this horse is the best horse he's ever ridden. He could prove it here today, because Law Society's in second place, Supreme Leader is third, then comes Shadid, who's being pulled up at the rear of the field, but they've got just 2.5 to go. 2 to go. Steve looks right on Slip Anchor. This is a blistering pillar-to-post victory here. He's 8-10 lengths clear from the second horse, Law Society. Third is Supreme Leader. Theatrical hanging under pressure, staying on his Lanfranco, but he's not going to get anywhere near his stable companion. That's Slip Anchor. This is Steve Cawthon. Steve's first derby victory, ridden out to the post, staying home, coming home well. 1 horse race, and that's Slip Anchor. Slip Anchor the winner. From Law Society second, close for third between Damister, who stayed on well, and then came Supreme Leader, then Lanfranco, then Fardanti, and behind that one came Reach, then Theatrical, a disappointing run, then came Royal Harmony, and behind these came Snowplant, then came Petoskey, the French raider Syrah. Shadid has dropped right away to beat only 1, and that one was a complete outsider Main Reason. And so the 9-4 favourite winner of this ever-ready Derby Stakes. It's a win for number 12, Slip Anchor, owned by Lord Howard de Walden, trained at Newmarket by champion trainer Henry Cecil, bred by his owner Lord Howard de Walden, and there you can see the horses pulling up at the end of this 1.5-mile gallop. And Steve Cawthon, his first Derby winner from his 7th Derby ride. And, well, this horse has just decimated the opposition. Second was number 4, which is Law Society, owned by Mr. Stavros Niarchos, trained in Ireland by Vincent O'Brien and ridden by Pat Heddery. And it's a photo for third place between Damister and Supreme Leader, and the judge will have an investigation of the photo to confirm that. And in fact, this is the most blistering derby one could ever read. It's Slip Anchors from pillar to post.
What a marvellous performance, and what an extraordinary piece of jockeyship, because there was absolutely no doubt about Steve Cawthon's confidence. Nothing else did want to go on. It looked as though the Frenchman Eric Legris was going to take him on for a while, but Slip Anchor went almost immediately to the front, and it was just before Tattenham Corner, in my view, that Steve really won the race, because Slip Anchor quickened up then, and the others simply couldn't catch him. He slipped off down round the corner using the momentum of the hill, and got 6 or 7 lengths, and
star, Steve Cawthon. Many, many congratulations, Steve.
Thank you very much.
Is that a lifelong ambition fulfilled?
Yes, yes.
How easy was it?
Well, I couldn't believe when I looked in behind me, turning into the straight, how far in front I was, but I wasn't going to stop riding.
Is he the best horse of all time you've ridden?
Yes, I think I'd have to say he is.
Congratulations, Steve. Well done.
Well done, Steve, and also well done, Derek. That is easily the best post-Derby interview we've ever achieved. Easily the best, and easily the least hazardous and energetic. A wonderfully calm man, this American-born champion. Of course, he knows it all so well, the big race occasion. As an 18-year-old, he carried off the American Triple Crown. Slip Anchor can't do that, but I wouldn't want to bet much against him for the St. Ledger because on that running today, he is pretty well nailed down for the final classic. Of course, Steve Cawthon's second classic victory of the year, and I know that he and the Henry Cecil camp will be absolutely confident now that Oh So Sharp will make it the third in the Gold Seal Oaks on Saturday, because the stable has never concealed its opinion that Oh So Sharp is the real star. I admit they may slightly alter that opinion after today, but Oh So Sharp is right up there with Slip Anchor, and if she gets the trip, well, who knows, maybe she'll win just as easily. There he comes. Damister was third. I've just been given the result. Rather sad for us each-way backers of Supreme Leader, who ran a fine race, as indeed did Law Society, but all the way up the straight, they were chasing moonbeams. There, with the just having put his hat on, is Lord Howard de Walden, and for him too. There's his wife, very beautiful wife, very delighted. And it's the first time for a very long time that I'm glad to give you this breeding detail, that a Derby winner has been sired by a Derby winner who was himself sired by a Derby winner. And the two Derby winners in question, of course, were Shirley Heights and the great Mill Reef. Well, there's Henry Cecil. What a moment for him. He'd never had a horse in the first three in the Derby before. He has, of course, won almost every other big race several times, but it has once and for all ladies' jinx. And now comes Steve, the happiest American at Epsom. Let's hope he can make the weight. He can, and all is well.
Yes, indeed, John, when you consider that poor old Henry Cecil, say poor and old, is neither. He's had horses like Prouval, Wallow, Claude Monet, Hello Gorgeous. A lot of good horses trying to get to the track, and this day he had two.
Yves Saint-Martin, who got through into third place in the end. The second time he's been third in a Derby, and of course he also won one on Rilco. It'll be very interesting to hear if there are any hard luck stories, but I honestly don't believe there can be. There may be hard luck stories about the place money, but not about the winner. Lord Howard de Walden, what a happy man he is. He bought the dam from Germany, and what an inspired purchase that was. Mated with Shirley Heights, she's produced one of the easiest Derby winners. In fact, I think probably easier than Troy. 7 lengths. I think that's the same margin as Troy, and probably of the Derby winners I've seen, Seabird produced such a blinding turn of speed that he was a very, very easy winner, but this was certainly the easiest by a long way. Here's the starting price.
First, number 12, Slip Anchor, 9-4 favourite. Second, number 4, Law Society, 5-1. And third, number 2, Damister at 16-1, 14 run.